Well, welcome everybody from myself and Omar Khalil, our partner from Skills Challenge Entertainment. The reason we're here today, of course, to officially announce the epic World Heavyweight Blockbuster event between Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua, December 7th in Diriyah, Saudi Arabia. We remember, of course, June the 1st. I'd like to say what a night, but not really a night that we're going to remember too fondly, but a huge night for the heavyweight division. We saw Anthony Joshua, who has long been the man in the heavyweight division, be dethroned by a fantastic Andy Ruiz in a great fight at the sold-out Madison Square Gardens, live on Sky Sports Box Office and DAZN. It was a night that really turned the heavyweight industry on its head. And now we look forward to, in my opinion, the fight of the year, the fight of the division, the biggest fight out there, the heavyweight rematch between Joshua and Ruiz. There was a lot of talk about where this fight would be held. Would it be back at Madison Square Garden? Would it be at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff? We had approaches from Saudi Arabia, from Dubai, from Qatar, from Abu Dhabi. And there's been numerous conversations in the past about staging events in that region. For us, we really wanted to go somewhere who believed in the sport of boxing, that had a vision. I was lucky enough to attend, as I believe a lot of you were in this room, the World Boxing Super Series, where the final was held in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. It was a fantastic event, not just because of the logistical setup, but because of the vibrancy of the crowd, the interest in the sport of boxing. And of course, recently they staged another fight with Amir Khan. So we already knew that Saudi Arabia were for real. We already knew they were investing in the sport of boxing, and that was something very important to us. We have to realize that there is another world out there outside of Cardiff and Madison Square Garden. And we have an obligation to grow the sport of boxing to new areas, to new regions. And for me, this event could change boxing forever. Because if Saudi Arabia are going to invest in these kind of fights, with the population that they have, with the potential to grow the sport of boxing, you could be seeing a big change in the dynamics of the sport. And that's something that really, truly excites me. So for us, when we realized Saudi Arabia was serious about the sport of boxing, we then looked into the logistical side. And quite frankly, that blew our mind as well. In fact, we just finished a meeting upstairs where we're talking about the design of the new open-air stadium for this fight. Already talking about 12,000, but probably judging by the response, might need 15 or 16,000 as well in this stadium. And look at the events, look at the organisations that have been there before us. Many of these we spoke to in preparation for this announcement and this event. Formula One with the Formula E, of course, the European Golf Tour, the Italian Super Cup, the World Boxing Super Series, the WWE. Everybody has enjoyed that experience from an event perspective, from a fan perspective, but from a logistical experience as well. And that's very important for us and our team. In terms of location for British fight fans, well, if you're on your sofa, good news, around a 9:30 first bell on Saturday, December 7th. And if you're making the trip, which is so much more easier than social media will tell you, and Omar will comment on that shortly, it's going to be an incredible experience for fight fans as well. Events, music festivals around the actual boxing event itself, and of course a fight and an undercard that really will blow you away. And I think that this is such a huge occasion for boxing, an iconic moment for boxing. And with the response that we've seen, mainly good, some negative, I guarantee you with curiosity, the whole world will be watching this fight on December 7th. And I know that Saudi Arabia will be doing everything they can to make sure that this is an event that takes your breath away.